guys, welcome back to another studio vlog. It's Carrie here, and in today's video I'll be preparing for an anime convention, Savannah Superstar Comic Con in Savannah, Georgia. So we're already right into it. I'm doing a quick unboxing of this tumbler press that Vever sent me, so thank you for Vever for helping support my small business. And I actually got this like several months back, so that's why you guys will see that the scenery is a little bit different. I uploaded the quick unboxing on YouTube Shorts a couple months ago, but I thought it would also be fun to showcase it in this vlog as well, since this thing is a beauty. I love it. For this video I got to test it out a little bit. Here's a clip snippet of my friend's cat while I edit my last video that I uploaded of me drawing one of the Valorant girlies. And right now I'm using my brother's scan and cut to help me cut out my design for the product that I'm about to make. And I love using this thing, especially since it makes things so much easier. As you guys can see, I'm able to have it fit the exact dimension of this glass tumbler that I've been wanting to make. It's a drawing that I drew of bulbasaur, and I did the design in Clip Studio Paint. And I know I'm running out of breath because there's like so much things that happen, and I know I haven't talked to you guys in a while, and these videos allow me the chance to be more personable, especially since running a small business can be a lot, and so there's a lot for me to share, ups and downs. And I tried this 2 times, and I realized I probably didn't edit it in the proper order, but I hope you guys get the gist because it's a lot of the same repetitive task. And I'm using heat tape, and all of this is like special equipment that I think I'll make a whole separate video about. But for now, I'm just gonna let you guys do it. Just think it came out the best. I don't know if it's a combination of my settings, my printer, but I did this several days before the con, so I didn't have as much time to prep. And ever since the con got over, I've just been super busy to try to do this again. And on top of that, it's something like that, each time that I make it, it doesn't come out the way I want. It's another cost and supplies that I just don't have the extra money for right now. So that's why we're getting into some keychains. I also got some heart keychains for me to make for this con. I enjoyed doing that a lot. And it was one of the more time-consuming part of the process. Actually, more time-consuming than the glass can mugs. And that's because they're much smaller, and my brother's scan and cut was not able to scan the images and cut out the shapes for me. So I had to do those by hand. And my measurements were also a couple wrong. Not a couple wrong. We're wrong a couple of times. And so it's a lot of trial and error, but I try to make this part interesting by showing you guys all the different angles, the process I go through with it. And another thing that makes this a bit more tricky is that each side of the keychain, because I wanted to make the keychains double-sided, that's why you guys see the image twice, but instead of taking time to design a whole separate design for the other side, I decided to just have one that's zoomed in, super zoomed in, that shows the details like the eyes, because the keychain's gonna be super small, and the other side is just more zoomed out, because that was just a more time effective thing for me, because everything's about time, because I also waited until a couple of days before the convention to do this. I don't remember if all this was in the same day or not, but the most time-consuming part, I believe, not the most time-consuming part, another thing that made this more time-consuming, you guys will see in a little bit, is that the keychains since I'm making the keychains double-sided, it means that I have to take time to remove the film from both sides and individually press the design. I think you guys will see once I get to that portion. I managed to record me working on this and designing a little bit in Photoshop. And here's a printing. I don't know why I didn't get any footage of me printing for the last project, which was the mug press. Not the mug press, the custom bulbasaur bugs. But yeah, I finally got the size right. But even then, I think I made it like too close. So I think I made it like slightly bigger. Another thing that I messed up on is that I initially printed out the keychains with the circle on it just so I can know how I can line it up. And that was a bad idea because I was able to do one side, and then when I had to do the other side, it just didn't flip right. I don't know if that makes sense. You guys will see. Oh man, I'm happy I noticed it before I made the individual keychains, but as you guys see, when I line them up, it just won't work because when you flip it, oh man, it's hard to explain. But just so you guys know, I saved myself a lot of headache. Even with what I told you guys, I know I got ahead of myself with the narration. That's the thing with these voiceovers, is that I'm watching the footage with you guys, and I like to tell you guys what's happened in real time, kind of like if I'm having a conversation with a friend and telling her about my day and I'm sharing my screen on Discord type of vibe. So that's why I'm not super professional when it comes to this, because that's not like the vibe I want these videos to have. But yeah, so my brother Scanicud simply would not cut them, and that's because these are too light. They're too light and the shapes are too complicated. So I cut all these babies by hands. And that required a lot more precision, but I also think it made it much easier for me to tape the design. And again, I'm using the same process of sublimation. So these are sublimation keychains that I got. And I think I'll make a whole separate tutorial as well on how I do it. I'm not sure when I'm gonna do it, but I will. With these vlogs, I just like to share my process, but it's hard for me to explain. I think like a tutorial video is different than just like showcasing it, if that makes sense. But yeah, with all this work, I only managed to do 2 sets of these. Like I said, these are more time consuming than I thought, but they were the most fun I ever had making. And you guys will see they came out so wonderfully. And as you guys can tell in these shots, I don't have a dedicated office to run all this, so I've been running it in my friend's garage. So I'm so thankful that they allowed me to do this. The garage is I think much nicer because, especially with things like sublimation, you guys see the smoke coming out? It's not smoke per se, it's not gonna catch on fire. It's just you're heating up chemicals, so you need somewhere where the air circulates more and you can leave that outside. But this is how they turned out. I think they turned out really cute. I did one of Ray. I need to do one of Asuka, because that's the thing I didn't do right for this convention, where I didn't get a chance to draw character sets. I still only had one character of a show or something like that. But yeah, that's just one side, guys. Now it's time for me to do the other side and go upstairs and print those things out. So that's one convenience it is to have everything kind of next to each other. But I just had to plan properly and bring everything downstairs when I needed to. But since I was making these for the first time, that's why it took me much longer. I thoroughly enjoyed making these. They were so fun. It's so nice to see your art in a physical sense, because I kind of doubted myself when it came to making these keychains, since I ran into a lot of issues with trying to make the glass mugs. In hindsight, I guess it was for the best that I wasn't able to bring them to this convention, because my table was super packed. You guys will see that in the next vlog. I didn't get a chance to set up my table the day before, sadly. But yeah, I just played music while making these. I kind of enjoy these tedious tasks. It's just that now looking back, I realized as a business, time-wise, the price I was selling them at this convention, I just was making switch up hours for myself, and I'm like, oh man, I didn't calculate how long this will take me plus the material on top of the design. So that's another thing you gotta watch for as an artist. You can really easily get carried into like the process, but you gotta make profits or else it's really hard to continue this. That's what I'm learning, and to optimize some efficiency so I can afford the overhead for running my shop, because right now as things are, it's actually like really rough, especially in this economy, that I think I'm gonna temporarily shut down my Shopify store. I just simply can't upkeep the like subscription fees right now. I think temporarily my shop is gonna be mostly on Etsy and my Ko-fi shop. I'm gonna try to see if I could still get like my shop.Carritube domain name to direct to Ko-fi, so that way the people that still have like my business card and like all the links that I have in all my videos, I don't have to like update them, and you guys can still have access to my shop. I don't think it's gonna change too much things for you guys. It's just like maintaining like a professional website can add up as a small business when I mostly like make most of my income, like at least my merch income, from like in-person shows, and those are difficult to get into sometimes, especially since like Georgia does not have as much anime cons, and a lot of the events I've been doing have been like flop. I'm actually in the red with things, so that's something that's kind of like hard to share, but I wanted to let you guys know the realities of like running a small business. But yeah, I finished both sides and they came out so nice. I love these so much. I wanted to make so much more, but I'm glad I didn't for like this specific convention, because they weren't like my main like sellers. My main sellers actually like my big prints, which I was like really surprised about. But I think having like those items on my table really helps sell like my bigger items, especially I don't know if that's 100% true or not. I just know that like it brought a lot of people to my table and stuff. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get super into the business stuff. It's just something I wanted to like mention, that my shop is moving. And here's this other part of the video. I got this new like sticker organizer. It's not just for stickers, I actually use it for a lot of things. I found it at Aldi's. This video is actually like this like sets of footage, like is more specifically like after the convention. I wish I saw these before. I did, but I was like hesitant on getting them because I'm like, do I really need it? I already have the Michael storage organizer and this Temu one that I use to organize my things for cons. But when I'm in the office, being able to just like have much easier access to like my merchandise, especially when I get an order or two in. And also I just generally think these look nice. And another reason I wanted to get them, even though I don't have a lot of online sales right now, I wanted to get this because I've been like looking into getting those, and the one online is from the Container Store. It costs like over $20 or so, and if I wanted to get two of those, that would just be too much. So I got this for like $14.99. But I know already the other part of the video, I'm making some tote bags. That's what you guys are seeing me make right now. I didn't need to do too much in terms of design because I had this design set up, and it was also one of my best sellers at this con. I wish I made a lot more. I did it as always. I also made some Anya one and Kirby sold really well. I should have made more tote bags instead of keychains, but tote bags, at least with the current heat press that I have, like that I used to make this, isn't as efficient because, as you guys can see, the tote bag blanks that I have, they come very wrinkled, so I have to iron them out, and my heat press like slides sideways, so it doesn't like lift up, so it's harder for me to like adjust my tote bags. I had to shimmy them in. They're much easier than making the keychains, but they're still like time consuming in terms of like just ironing out the bag, so that way it's not like wrinkly, so that way the design doesn't like iron on weird. It's not iron on some of the process I'm using is more permanent than iron-on. It's not gonna fade or crack. It can last more than several years. But yeah, if I just iron them on, it's just a little bit tricky. So I think I just need to sell my current heat press and invest into another one when I get the opportunity. That's how it came out, and it looks so nice. Oh man, that's something that I think I could definitely make a video on much sooner than the keychain video. The keychain video is gonna take me much longer to prepare and edit and make it informational versus this one. I love making tote bags, and I'm surprised they were like a huge like seller at this con for me, because like the con I'm talking about happened in the past, because right now I'm recording this in November. This con I believe happened in September. Oh, I also printed out Eevee. Eevee came out so good. Oh man, I'm about to make one for myself, so when I go shopping. And I also made one of Squirtle. Squirtle did not sell as well, but I just think that maybe I need to redraw it. But yeah. One thing that I still haven't learned as a small business owner is how long making physical stuff takes versus actually taking the time to draw and design it. And I wanted to ask you guys a question. If you're just a viewer, or are you an artist as well, if you thought after watching this video that it would take as much time to prepare one like piece of artwork, and compared to at the start of the video, if you're familiar with like sublimation, because compared to like other studio vlogs, I don't make a lot of like print items. I mostly have like physical items. In other vlogs you guys will see that, so I just wanted to know your opinions, because it's a way to help support my channel, and I love hearing from you guys. I don't want this to just be a one-way conversation, so yeah, let me know. And here's some preview of the next vlog of the first day of the convention and setting up and stuff like that. So I'll catch you guys next week.